A Life of Reality and Fantasy by Kynia. Chapter 4. The Summer Sun, the Doctor, and His Companion, with 678 words. The master led me away from the dancing, singing crowd. The moon had risen. He took me to Sugar Cube Corner to get a drink. I got a hay milkshake. Believe me, it isn't as bad as it sounds. That was incredibly fun. I was feeling giddy with giggling for a long time. I couldn't believe I was the one who started the dancing. It was a good thing I made it so Kynia could sing.
You have changed considerably since we last met,
the master said. I had to change to survive. I adapted to my situation, I answered, taking a large swing from my milkshake. We were silent for some time, but the master was the first on to break it.
Come, the sun will be rising soon.
The master changed the subject. We headed for the center of town. Sorry, I forgot to ask. What is the Summer Sun celebration? I asked. Though I already knew the story of Nightmare Moon, why are you asking?
To celebrate the downfall of Nightmare Moon, Princess Celestia's little sister Luna became jealous, and thus becoming Nightmare Moon, that sought to bring eternal night to the world,
the master explained. I see. I nodded. We walked into the crowd. After a couple of minutes, the sun rose into the sky. Every pony cheered, and the celebrations continued. It seemed like a normal sunrise to me, I stated after a while, causing the master to burst out laughing. I looked at him.
As optimistic as always,
he chuckled. I smiled softly. I spotted a chestnut stallion with a brown jacket. I caught sight of his cutie mark. A sand timer. A sand timer? It's an hourglass. Isn't that the doctor? I asked, pointing at him. The master looked over.
So it is.
The master nodded. Let's say hi. I grabbed his hand, pulling him over to the dock. The ant throws became fewer as we got closer. Doctor, I said. The stallion looked over. He didn't see me, but the master. He took the hand of a light purple unicorn. On her top was a crystal ball and 3 fate cards behind it. They raced away. Doctor? I stopped. My heart sank.
Ignore him. Come, the party is still going on, unless you would rather go somewhere quiet, the master said.
Somewhere quiet, I replied.
Then let's go back to my TARDIS,
the master said. We headed through the town, back towards the Everfree Forest. Back in the TARDIS, the master gave me a room. I got out of the dress and put it away safely, before getting into the other clothes Rarity made me. A bright red V-neck top, black shorts with my cutie mark on the back pocket, and a pair of dark red boots. Rarity had also put in a yellow hair bauble with a little note. Try this. Maybe the master will become more smitten with you, Rarity. I smiled, tying my mane up, but leaving the bits in front of my pony ears. I looked at myself in the mirror. Once I was pleased with how I looked, I rejoined the master. He was busy starting up the TARDIS, but as I stood opposite him, he became distracted. I didn't look at him directly. Something wrong, master? I questioned innocently. I looked at him.
No.
He looked down, getting back to work. I smiled, shaking my head. Suddenly, the whole TARDIS shook. I clutched the control panel to stop myself falling over. What was that? I asked, shaken with the sudden movement.
No idea, but it's pulling the TARDIS in. I can't get us away. We're going to have to face whatever it is,
the master said. I looked at him. I was scared. I lie. I was absolutely terrified. Who could it possibly be?